Hello everyone, welcome back to Chibi and Chill, the anime podcast. I'm your host Ryan, and just like you, I'm assuming just like you if you're checking out this podcast, I'm super into anime and manga and have been for years. In this podcast, it's all about anime and manga and everything in between that kind of industry that we love. Talking all about your favourite series, in-depth looks at characters, the history of anime, the history of manga, the gaming industry, and a whole bunch more. If it includes anime and manga in a slight sense, I'll be talking about it here on this podcast. So in the last week's episode, it was all about magical themed, think Hogwarts, think that kind of vibe of anime such as Black Clover, Marshall, The Ancient Mage's Bride, and more. And in the episode, I dive into each series and share some anime recommendations on that theme and genre as well. So that episode is available everywhere, so if you missed it, go check it out. Wherever you found this one, you'll also find that one as well. So don't miss out and check out that one. A few things before we dive into today's episode. First thing, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, check out the Apple exclusive weekly anime manga news podcast that I do as well. So it's called Chibi Chill exclusive, and you'll find it on Apple Podcasts in the normal kind of library under subscriptions. So new episodes are released every Sunday, and I discuss the top 5 news stories for anime and manga for the past week, the past 7 days, and some mini highlights, and also a anime recommendation for you to check out each week as well. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, be sure to check that out. There's a 7-day free trial for you to begin with as well. So just a little teaser, you'll get an episode free when you begin. So be sure to leave a rating and a review for the show. It's free and it takes a couple of seconds to do, but it really does support the show. So anyway, let's dive in. So this week's episode is all about games and anime, JRPGs and anime themed games and gaming themed anime. So if you're like me, I often find that many anime and manga fans like myself are often fans of video games as well. And in this episode we'll take a look at JRPGs and anime games that have since become household names, and also some gaming themed anime recommendations that you should be checking out as well. So at the moment, I think that the gaming market seems to just be filling up with anime aesthetic looking games and anime games in general from a bunch of game development companies, each trying to get a slice of the anime kind of vibe, anime love and anime fandom that's going on, and the growth that the industry is seeing at the minute. And big industry leaders such as PlayStation and Steam even have dedicated actual pages, categories and blog pages dedicated to the category for anime games. And many of these games have become household names, introducing the JRPG and anime kind of aesthetic to new audiences that maybe, just maybe, haven't explored anime just yet, and kind of maybe this is their first kind of foray into it. If you're a hardcore gamer, but you've seen maybe Genshin Impact, for example, but you like the aesthetic of it, you might check out an anime following it. So games such as Genshin Impact have become one of the biggest games out there, and the producer HoYoverse have since released another similar title called Honkai Star Rail. And I started this game over the past couple of days, and I saw it after being advertised in a Razer store in London over the past weekend, and I downloaded it to my iPad, and it's amazing. This isn't sponsored, I wish it was, but the anime aesthetic was what drew me into the game. I saw it, there was a life-size cutout of one of the characters in the store and some flyers dotted around, and seeing the kind of anime aesthetic drew me in immediately, and I kind of wanted to know more of what it is. And big names and industry leaders are also getting involved in games like this, with none other than Studio Ghibli creating scenes for the Ni no Kuni games, and with an added bonus of that game also having music from the same person with Ghibli who worked on the music for Ghibli's Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. So they got like a Ghibli double whammy in that game. And it's very clear when you look at the game. I've not played it, however, it looks glorious, and you can instantly see the Ghibli style coming through in the visuals. And maybe it's just me, but because I'm so bought into anime and manga and the visual looks and aesthetics of it that I've kind of loved for years, that love does begin to pass on to other areas such as gaming. So games such as Hades, Trials of Cold Steel, Soul Hackers, Sakuna of Rise and Ruin, Xenoblade Chronicles, to name a few, all of which are my collection. I'll hold my hands up, I have not finished them yet. However, they all make use of the anime aesthetic and make a glorious job of it. All of the games, I would recommend, if you're looking for an anime game to try out, definitely try these out. If you're wanting more of a slow kind of calm one, Sakuna of Rise and Ruin is definitely one. If you want more of a almost platform level kind of game, Hades is the one to check out. And if you want more intricacy, Xenoblade Chronicles is the one to shout. They're all absolute cornerstone games, and ones are going headlining these anime kind of categories for developers. So I don't know if it's just me, but the anime style and the look of a game does make me want to play a game more. And I don't know if it's just me, but even if I know nothing of a series, but I know that it has an anime look to it. The cover looks anime styled, and I'm likely to pick up that game and look further into it because I like the look of it. And I think there's something so fun about being able to play a game that often end up being quite complex, and they kind of expect them to be slightly simple, but JRPG games are often very complex. And playing characters that are styled in the anime kind of style and way, like we see in the series we watch on a day-to-day basis and that we love and follow, and have abilities like our favourite characters that allow us to dive into these worlds in a way that watching anime doesn't quite allow us. And anime games are now even being given to me as gifts, because 9 times out of 10 I will love it no matter what, because of the styling, because you can dive into this anime themed world. And then there are anime series games that are additions to mainline anime games, anime series, so that we already know, we already love. So One Piece has their own game series. Dragon Ball has a big game series. Newer series also have their own, such as Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, and Fairy Tail. The Demon Slayer game is gorgeous. It's super, super strong. There is loads to it, but there isn't much, as in, it doesn't seem as complex as of yet. I'm not finished it. It could get more complex as I go on, but I'm really hoping that as the anime develops, so does the game. I think with the gaming industry and the anime industries, I think there is a risk that the companies will just use the anime aesthetic just to purely profit on the fans that love anime, like myself. And yes, I'm a marketer's dream. I will buy most things if it's got an anime look on it, or an anime or manga look to it. But I really hope they make games that continue to be strong, as long as they're a good game and they don't just try and make a quick bit of profit and actually make a game that's worth spending €60, $60, whatever, on it. As long as it's a good game, then absolutely, I am so here for more anime games. Absolutely, bring them on. I want to play as this anime-styled character that has a sword 3 times the size that they are, taking on a giant robot and discovering a new planet. I'm all for that vibe. I think one of the things with anime games is that they're kind of diversity, and a lot of the time there's quite a lot of different subgenres with the anime games. So when we look at the One Piece games, they're more fighting, kind of strategic kind of games. But then when we look at the Yu-Gi-Oh games, it's the Duel Monsters card game, but on digital format. And they've kind of played to their strength of, this is more a tabletop game, this is a fighting game. You've got Professor Layton, which has an anime aesthetic, again, an anime style to it, but it's actually a puzzle game. And I think that it kind of reflects there's so many different types of anime and so many different types of manga for every single person, every interest, every hobby, every kind of quirkiness has an anime, and the same is reflected when we come to anime games as well. There's a game for basically every kind of thing you could possibly want. And I think as the industries continue to grow together and get bigger together, I guess, we'll start seeing this merger even more, where we'll start seeing not only series such as One Piece and Demon Slayer come out with more games, more stuff, but we'll also see games inspire more anime, and more anime inspire more games, and we'll start seeing this amazing amalgamation of the two media. And as I've just said, anime often inspire games, but it's also true that games inspire anime series as well. The two seem to be in a constant loop of inspiring each other, and in this episode I wanted to also give a little breakdown of some gaming-themed anime that you should be checking out. And that way, when you're done playing an anime-themed game, you can also then enjoy some gaming-themed anime, because why not? Go whole hog on it and enjoy both. So here are 5 gaming-themed anime you should be watching. So first off, we've got Death Parade, and instead of departing immediately to the afterlife upon death, dead souls first travel to a mysterious bar between realities. In the bar, the soul is forced to compete in death games, the outcome of which reveals what secrets led to their present predicament and what their fate is to be. reincarnated or banished from existence, decimate the bartender and his assistant act as arbiters overseeing the games. I think this sounds super interesting. I haven't watched this one, but this is definitely one that keeps getting recommended to me, so I thought I'd recommend it to you guys. It's on my list, and I think it should be on yours as well. It sounds really interesting. It sounds a little bit like the Squid Games, in a sense. However, I am so into the kind of purgatory kind of vibe to it. I do have questions of what if you live a life like a saint? Do you still play the games? Or is it worth just being as bad as you can and still playing the game? Or are the games easier if you are a saint and harder if you're not? So many questions. I will definitely be checking this one out. I know it's weird to recommend one that I haven't watched myself, but it's been on my list for a while because people keep recommending this to me, and so do different blogs and websites. So perfect time to recommend it to you as well. Let's watch it together. I'll start it at the weekend. So the second one is Barufi, and it's quite a long title, so it's called Barufi, I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Again, a similar kind of vibe. We start seeing this kind of super long anime title in some of these genres. And sometimes, yep, an anime title does kind of black and white. That's kind of what happens. This is the main character and this is what she's going to do. And Maple decides to do exactly what the title says. I'll max out my defense so I don't get hurt. In a new world online virtual MMORPG. So playing as a shield user and devoting every point to defense as she levels up, Maple is able to survive against seemingly insurmountable odds. So no matter what, she maxes out the defense, so she's fine. It doesn't matter what happens. And climbing the game's ranks through her unusual strategy and quick thinking, the anime shows off its understanding of and love of MMORPGs. I don't know if there's a quick way to say that, but I've always said it letter by letter, but I could be an idiot doing it like that. For all to see, and watching Maple and her friends explore New World Online is a joy. So that's one of the reviews I saw on other websites. It does look really, really good. I've not finished it, but very fun. This is kind of the ones I have on in the background, I have to say. But it's still fun. It's still it's kind of nice. I like an anime like this where it kind of takes the fun out of itself. It's definitely one to keep on your list. So the next one on this list has become one of the kind of standouts for this genre, and one of the ones that is always, always on the list for gaming themed anime, and it's called Overlord. So it's the popular MMO is no, I can't say it out loud. It's Yggdrasil is ending. If I butchered that, I'm so sorry. But wizard and guild leader Momonga is staying until the last server shuts down. When time runs out, however, Momonga remains in the server, trapped in the body of his character as the NPCs around him begin to show signs of sentience. Momonga enlists the help of his loyal followers, put my teeth in, to investigate these mysterious occurrences. Unlike the tropes of many anime, the protagonist of Overlord is actually a villain. So this is one of the ones that I didn't actually quite understand. I thought it was going to be kind of like I'm the big hero, I've got no skills, that kind of vibe. However, there is actually a villain that's deceiving and manipulates, kills to achieve his goals, that kind of vibe. And I'm actually really into the swap of the trope there. I'm kind of into the opposite side. So Momonga is not a weakling on a journey to greatness, but it is, in the beginning of the series, the greatest sorcerer in existence. So straight off, he's the greatest one. No skilling up, no nothing. Even if he can't shake his gamer habit of hoarding every useless item he finds. So, you know what, we've all been there. I love a game where you collect stuff, and yeah, it's nice to see that trope reflected in the game as well. This is one of the ones that I've not finished. This seems to be a theme now, doesn't it? I've not finished this one. Again, this isn't one of the background ones, though. This isn't one I watch in the background. This is the one I try and fit time into in between the new Demon Slayer episodes, the One Piece episodes, Hell's Paradise. This is the one that I pick up in between my episodes, but it is a great series. The visuals for it are stunning, and there's kind of like, it has that really nice anime kind of haze over it, which is really, really nice, and it gives a really kind of quality feel to the anime. So our next recommendation is kind of similar to the first one, and it's called No Game, No Life. So there's more to be done with a game of skill than just battle for cash. So as Sora and Shiro discover, very similar names, the pair are undefeated gamers, a fact that draws the attention of a god and eventually leads to that god transporting Sora and Shiro to a world where games settle everything. So No Game No Life is an isekai game anime genre in which Sora and Shiro's skills are tested again and again with stakes they could have never imagined. Altogether, the series is funny, charming, and kind of like a fun look at gaming and gamers ourselves. So it kind of pokes fun at some of the tropes that we kind of play with. That wasn't pun. some of the things we play with and kind of interact with on a daily basis when we play games. This one was more colourful than what I expected, and definitely one you should be checking out. And it wouldn't be a gaming-themed anime list without mentioning one of the series that helped to actually define the anime gaming genre, or gaming anime genre, should I say, and that is Sword Art Online. So in Sword Art Online, 10,000 players log into a virtual reality MMO VR, only to learn that they cannot log out, and that if their characters die in the game, their bodies in real life die too. So Kirito, a player from the beta, vows not to let any players die, setting out to conquer the 100th floor in Crag Castle, thereby freeing everyone from the game. So Sword Art Online is action-packed, chock full of characterization, heavy with lore, and regarding the company that created the game as well as its founder. So it spends quite a bit of time kind of building the world around it, and which is great because the actual main character is kind of the environment itself in a way, because that's where the character kind of ended up. And the series helped define the genre, and it's definitely one that it's quite long. There's quite a few series to it now, and quite a few side stories. But it's one to definitely check out. Just, I'm always one for saying do the 3-episode trial of any anime series before you cast judgment. And this one, from the off, is really, really fun. It's kind of their characters that are obviously aware that they're in a game, so they kind of use the tropes to their advantage. And that kind of moment in a new game where you're doing the trials and you're doing the tutorials and you're kind of learning how your character moves and stuff, you kind of see all of that, and it's really, really fun. I think Sword Art Online is probably one of the best ways to kind of introduce yourself to gaming anime or gaming themed anime if you're new to it. I'm semi new to this kind of genre, but I love gaming. So it's kind of really fun to see these different tropes being played out by these anime characters and seeing my own little habits reflected in them as well. Like trying to skip the tutorials and things like that. It's fun to see these kind of moments of life played out in an anime. So these were the ones that I kind of chose. There are plenty more, and there's loads. If you go onto Crunchyroll at the minute, there is a whole genre and a whole kind of section on the homepage for anime for gamers. So if you watched any of these, let me know what did you think to them, and also if you played any big anime games I recommended as well. Let me know what your recommendations would be, if maybe they're different to mine. We all have different tastes, so let me know what yours would be. And find me on social media and let me know. All my social media links are down below. So if you have a different anime or a different anime game that wasn't included, definitely let me know. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I've kind of enjoyed merging two hobbies of anime, manga, and gaming together for this kind of episode. It's been nice to kind of look through my own collection of games and see how many of them are anime themed or anime games that fit into that kind of category, and how many anime series there are based on different games. And it's been really nice to see the kind of dedication from PlayStation and Steam to promoting anime themed games, and it's nice to see that the library is continuously growing. But like I just said, if you've got any others that you recommend, or maybe there's ones that you think, I didn't quite like that one, but you should really check out this one. If you like this, you should play this. That kind of vibe. Find me on social media. All my social media links are down below. Send me a message, comment on one of my posts, and let me know which ones do you think I should be checking out as well. I'm up for any anime recommendation. I will watch anything that most people send me within reason. Like anime recommendations, but be sure to leave a rating and a review on the podcast. It really does support the show, and it's free and quick to do. If you're a mega fan of anime, then why not check out my brand new Patreon monthly subscription club. There are 3 tiers of membership: Chibi Fan, Chibi Super Fan, and Chibi Mega Fan, with each tier being better than the last. Each month, for one cost, you'll receive free prints, free downloads, and much, much more, including exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, photos, and more of how I create my prints and anime-themed artwork. If you'd like to receive exclusive updates and anime-themed goodies every single month delivered straight to you, then why not check out my Patreon? The link's down below. I'm sure you'll love being a part of the Chibi Weeb fan club. Sometimes finding a birthday card or an occasion card can be a boring task. However, I have some anime themed cards on my thoughtful.co.uk creator profile, which is found in my links on social media. Over on Thoughtful, you'll find a bunch of anime themed cards such as Studio Ghibli Happy Birthday cards and more, with my range being updated regularly. Each card is processed by thoughtful.co.uk, with shipping being fast, quick and efficient. You can shop my anime themed cards over on my Instagram, with my links being over on there. Just search Chibi Weeb Anime and you'll find me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. It really does mean a lot. Please do leave a rating and a review down below. It really does support the show and it's free to do. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend. If you're a subscriber or if you're thinking of subscribing or starting the free trial on Apple Podcasts, I'll see you on Sunday for the next episode of the Chibi Piece exclusive Apple Podcast exclusive episode on Sunday. Thanks guys. Bye bye.